How are we doing this morning, gamers? Happy Wednesday. We made it to the middle of the week. We've been fairly successfully making our Pokemon pocket number go up this week. We can do a little bit more of that today. Maybe. Jay Segs, thank you for the 2 years. It's a long time. Welcome back. Zappa coming in hot for the eternity. Thank you for the 6 years and some change. Good morning, good morning. You've seen some changes in Hopelandia over that time. It's been a trip. How high is the HO to the Jeff scale? I don't know. I think it might be too... I really like the idea of it, but I think it might just be too clunky in practice. Is the unfortunate reality. Do I have any other decks I wanted to try? Played this. I played this. I did that. I did that. Six energy is just so much for its effect. I'll play some bird. See how this feels out the metagame's developed a little bit. I suppose this deck idea isn't very good against Silvally, huh? I tried out Snap and I'm having fun with it so far. Marvel Snap is genuinely one of the most innovative new card games to have released in the last decade. It takes a lot of the things that are great about the card game space and then does a lot of new and interesting things past it. This is nice because it means that I don't die to a Sabrina. Now there's a question of... do I want to save the Rowlet or not? I can't even save it if they evolve its supporter, so I think we just let it take a dive here. I actually got the framework done for my 2025 beginner's guide for Snap last night, so hoping to have that out next week sometime. Morning, Papa. Silvally is just such a brutal card. It's so strong. I have a bunch of healing here, but they're gonna deal so many damages, I'm not sure it matters. Hey, Prosta, thank you for the half a year. Welcome back. I can go to technically not dead on board, but I just don't have an avenue from here. Oh, time to delete the Decidui, it would seem. No, I only had time to play a couple of Ancient One decks before we signed off yesterday. Sir Miss a lot. Thank you for the almost 4 years. Welcome back. No sponsored stuff on the schedule, Fooder. I might have something that we're doing a little bit of on Friday, but I'm still firming up the details. Maybe. There are primarily two things a company can do to invest into its content creation spaces. One of them is do things like drops that encourage people to check out content spaces for the first time for the sake of getting a reward. And the second is they can sponsor other content creators that aren't currently making Pocket content to check out Pocket. I think a big part of what made Marvel Snap such a large success on Twitch to start was a part of the fact that they did so much creator advertising, which meant there were a bunch of people familiar with Snap that like were used to watching content. Goes a long way. Here it is, a nice draw. But yeah, last I checked, I think Pocket's metrics on Twitch were at an all-time low. Yeah, last week especially is brutal. The last 7-day average viewer count for the entirety of the Pocket category on Twitch is like dropped off over 50% compared to what it was the average for last month. And we're 2 weeks. We're only technically on like week 2 of the new expansion, yeah? Tomorrow marks 2 weeks. It's a pretty big drop off that early into the cycle. Get that one life going on. Yeah, I think these super parasitic sets are not compelling from a content perspective. The Triumphant Light expansion that was hyper-focused around Arceus was also bad for metrics compared to the one that came after it. Like, Shining Revelry performed better by the numbers than Triumphant Light did. So I think it's probably reasonable to say that the parasitic sets have less interest in them. I'm also not sure. I think there's two primary reasons people watch and engage with card game content. One of them is they're looking for deck lists to copy, and the second one is they're looking to learn from people who play the game that they're watching a lot. And I think these latest expansions kind of struggled in both of those regards. There aren't really very compelling off-meta deck lists to seek out. And then on top of that, there aren't compelling off-meta deck lists to seek out. And on top of that, rare candy gameplay tends to be very scripted, so there's less learning opportunities. A lot of the rare candy games have that, oh, oops, I just died vibes. Ooh, that's a good call out too. Yeah, Shining Revelry was the first rank season, which there was probably some content interest around that because people wanted to find deck lists to copy. I think that's a great call out. That is not the Misty I wanted for Christmas, but if we get two heads here, it's all the same. Sedge. Technically not dead yet. It could be dead to red, though, I suppose. And then our second copy of Misty instead of a copy of Rocket Grunts, that heads there would have likely been game winning. Username copy paste deck list says the lack of deck codes is killing Pocket for me. Never before has there been a more appropriate Twitch username comment combo in my lifetime. All right, technically have a high roll chance here. Unlucky. Harkon, thank you for the 2 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It feels like Pocket has power crept the format with each new pack. Is that the same with this new release? I don't know that I agree that this pack was really power creep. Don't quit. I'm literally dead on board 3 different ways, gamer. Buzzwole could swing for 30. They could discard the 2 energies and switch to their other one and hit for 40. We're very, very, very dead. You played 15 Trainer Charizard. That just doesn't sound like a very interesting game to play. Like I think this is where I differ from some other content creators. There's a big focus on, you know, winning, and people are like, why don't you just play the deck to make your number go up? Making the number go up doesn't intrinsically bring me joy when I'm playing a card game. Like, I think card games are awful numbers go up games. I want to play a game where my numbers get bigger, and making my numbers bigger makes me happy. I'll play like DC Dark Legion or Raid Shadow Legends or like Genshin Impact, some type of RPG style game, right? I play card games for interesting strategic depth and hopefully having meaningful decisions and like learning from my play and optimizing my decks. And like the 15 trader decks are like, there could not be something that is the further antithesis of that type of experience than the type of mind-numbing, very little, super straightforward gameplay. Like, more power to you if that's your jam. I'm not trying to yuck your yum. I'm just trying to articulate that that type of gameplay experience doesn't encapsulate why I play a card game. Like here, right? Like I had a choice about whether or not to put that burst energy on the pup, I suppose. But with the rare candies at hand, I'm pretty sure it's right to put it on there. I should just sit and play the Sylvally. Sylvally, Zero deck. Non-candy gameplay is the most interesting for sure. Arrow the Buzzwole, so Tita can finish it in theory, but they have Erica's. Have you played the Wheezing Darkrai deck? That looked interesting. It's just not good. Look, no numbers. There's plenty of things that you look at them and you could go, oh, that looks interesting. They're just not good. It doesn't matter that they finally red carded me into my stage 2. I bricked on it for too long. We played the Sylvally Blaceon deck a little bit. It just is awkward because it, like, if it doesn't start on Sylvally, it's super clunky. That's one of the nice thing about this Zero Aura list is it doesn't mind starting on Zero Aura because Zero Aura can actually attack. Alright, we have first energy advantage. Don't have a zero, but we have first energy advantage with type metals, so that's nice. For those who missed the wonderful news, by the way, Trump and China have reached a trade agreement, according to Trump. And apparently the art of the deal is we're going to have a 55% tariff on many Chinese goods. Big fan. Big fan. Big fan of many of the things I purchase, costing 55% more. But 55% is so much lower than 200, exactly. I'm gonna wait on Zera, because we may or may not want... I might want to build the other Sil Valley, given the option here. I always have this instinct to say, like, I'm surprised the Buzzwole came up here, but they have Celesteela, so it really doesn't matter what they put up. I can shuffle it all around. Okay, so you tip me for 30. Perfect. So I get to build up Type Null here. Hit him with the Brave Buddies for 100. I watched a video from a channel called Smarter Every Day, and he spent 4 years trying to manufacture something 100% in the US, and the difficulties he had were mind-blowing. Yeah. Yeah, there's this very silly and deeply untrue idea that the US and companies only manufacture in China because of cost, because the labor is cheaper. And while once upon a time that was true, it's become less true over time. And now one of the big reasons why manufacturing things in China is cheaper is because of their infrastructure is set up to do it. Because it turns out one of the best ways to modernize your economy is to invest in your people and your infrastructure, not cutting taxes for billionaires. They have infrastructure for manufacturing, and they have highly educated population also. Yeah. Spending money on education is a good thing. Which deck statistically counters Solgaleo Shinnok the most? I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the matchup tables for that one. I talk about them explicitly in the meta report. Each of the deck sections I talk through various matchup tables. Alright, we do have one copy of Cyrus in our deck that could run this Buzzwole down for us. This is my chicken. There are many like it, but this one is mine. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, Zero Aura's ability only works on the very first turn of the game, so If you don't have it when you start, you don't get any value out of it. One pseudo work related note is with the one of the upsides to the tariff rate being locked in is companies will actually be able to set their prices on things, knowing what they're going to be expecting to pay. It's going to be both brutal and interesting to see how the board game and especially the Kickstarter infrastructure for board games survives all of this. All of the costs on all of those projects are going to go through the roof. Was it not a 10% tariff on Chinese goods brought into America and 55% on American goods brought in China? No, it's the inverse of that, per Trump's Truth Social post. Is it really locked? That's true. I assume whatever they come to an agreement will not be legally binding and could be changed at a moment's notice based on Trump's feels. The markets just didn't react at all to Floppy Taco saying 55% though, so we'll see. They apparently don't believe that it's actually priced in, which honestly is probably the correct thing to be doing. I work in sales, and I deal with a combination of US and EU companies. This year's been complete chaos. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Ooh. Water energy type doll is interesting. Spread my options here. Get my Zeros charging. I'm so sad I can't have a matching Zero for this. This art is so good, and I just wish I could have two of them. Please, Dina, I will give you money. Give me matching Zeros. I beg of you, hands and knees. Alright, I need a supporter we can play this turn, huh? I need a Giovanni, of which we are playing two. No, that's not how that reads, Love Dumpling. Literally every bit of reporting around it is that the US will be tariffing 55% of Chinese goods coming into the country. And that's in line with Trump thinking tariffs are good. So us having a higher tariff and China having a lower tariff is a win in Trump's mind. Punished for not playing out the what's it called, I suppose. JK, LOL. this up. Put the other one out to start building it up. And they have no energy left on the board at this point, so... This whole year is gonna be, like, tough to square a lot of it. Because, like, technically, the S&P 500 is up on the year. However, asterisk, the total overall value of the US dollar is down. So technically speaking, the same amount, if you had the same amount of money in the money you had at the start of the year, you're technically down spending power, I guess is it. Your total US dollar amount in investments that you had is now technically up for the year. But your overall spending power that dollar can get you is down. And that's the other part of how all the China tariffs things, like even if the tariffs went back to what they were before all the Liberation Day stuff, everything still costs us more because the value of the US dollar against other things is down. Okay, so Giovanni is lethal then, if this isn't a cape, yeah? I mean, I assume they just don't have another supporter here, gamers. Yeah, and part of weakening the US dollar is very likely by design for people like Peter Thiel, because like last month was the first, I believe, or not in the I saw a stat that said the last 30 days was the first time Bitcoin was consistently above $100,000 for an extended period of time, for like a 30-day streak or something like that. So the weakening of the US dollar is them pushing money into crypto spaces almost assuredly. Because that's a place as the US dollar gets worse from all of this that investors are moving to. Diamorphic, thank you for the over 2 years. So I know like there's someone else said earlier, I'm not sure how much he was always there, but he's losing it. Like I don't know. It's hard not to look at the results of what actions he's taking and not think, oh, this here is very explicitly pushing us in a direction that he wants. It's not good. It's not good for most of us regular people that can't put a bunch of money into Bitcoin, but it's definitely helping some folks. Yeah, I don't know. We might just no life this deck for this morning. Honestly, I've been struggling to try and brew and play other things in this metagame and have a good time. None of the rare candy decks have been fun for me, and I typically enjoy single knockout point decks, and this is the one that spoke to me the most. Playing 2 copies of Giovanni feels real good right now. I'm gonna take a brief pause for the cause. Speaking of money, and collect some dollars that will maybe eventually make it into a retirement account by running some adverts. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. My personal life goal is to do slightly better than my parents, who will work till they die and probably never retire. So, fingers crossed that maybe 25 years from now I'm able to achieve that. It's only month 5 of 48. Yep. It's your favorite comic you're reading right now? I don't think I've ever really sat down and read a comic book. I was never a comics guy. Read a lot of fantasy-based fiction as a young adult, but I think the last time I read something above a 5th grade level was like grad school a decade ago. Just not enough hours in the day. The Comics Cave, would you accept comic recommendations? I'd definitely ask for recommendations if I've read a space where I felt like I had time to read stuff. My lack of full art Pokemon Center lady is sad. At least our 5 anime friends at the bottom are all pretty. Do you have a favorite Elite Four member? Is it boring to say Lance? It's probably boring to say Lance. That's the answer, I think. The dragon Pokemons are the coolest. First energy advantage with type Null, pretty good. Oh, that's true. I suppose Koga is Elite Four in some of the lore. He's a financer too. Digging for some Zeraora. This is guaranteed to be Zera. Hey, Covane, happy Pride to you too. Thank you for that absurdly generous tier 3 and for gosh, 80 months? That's closing on 7 years. It's been a trip. See where they candy here. Double Geo feels really nice to get to see 60 HP Pokemon. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, when you're going first with Zera in this deck, Geo's just like one of your best cards. It's real strong. Think their Charizard deck has room for Geo? I assume the answer is no. One in 5 to top deck Geo and clear their Sil Valley with ours. Yep. Gene Mutation, thank you for the 17 months. What a wonderful username. Welcome back. What's my line here? Is there one? I don't think there is. I guess the line is they don't have a supporter. Show me what you're working with. The long tank into Mars. Never has there been a more appropriate sandbagged thing. Man, chat, is there a worse experience than emailing someone to set something up, expecting them to email you back and give you some dates and times, and they email you back instead with the comment, "Hey, can we set up a call to talk through the details?" I'm just like, oh god. Oh no. Why? Why? Like on a phone, yeah, like on a phone. It's the worst. It's the worst. Personally, I am a huge fan of the someone calls me, I press the decline answer, and then text them asking what do they need. What's going on? What can I do for you? Maybe they won't have rare candy, says increasingly nervous man for the third time this session. Yeah, that too, Alistair. Having things written down for references. Super ideal. Would Greninja Stoutland be okay from a theory after? Yeah, we played some Stoutland Garchomp, and it was fine. I think you compare Stout reasonably with any low attack cost stage 2 and do the 5 of each and then rare candy, etc. It's just you know, still a very rare candy type experience. Pseudo Wudo. Big Mike is living in a different time, gamers. Big Mike's from a different era. Is 90 HP a workable breakpoint in Pocket right now? great. You mostly play Zera because it gets the free energy and then hits for 50 or 60 with Geo. Alright, I need to hit the 66%er here, yeah? I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Do 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 do. Man, poor Lucario really does not look good against Silvally, huh? 100 HP just ain't what she used to be. Right on time, Silvally. Welcome to the party. Nice of you to finally be able to join the class. If they have second Lucario, they could clear the Zera. But they don't clear the Zera. I guess Rampardo's Candy gets us. Have you thought about Metacham, 90 HP, 1 energy attacker. It's 2 retreat cost, and it's for 50, so with Geo, it clears type Null in 1. It's an interesting thought. So, they're cooked. Needed a candy, opponent. Needed a candy. Are you using Cord in this deck? No, Electrical Cord hasn't really been in any good decks. You know, someone earlier asked about power creep in this latest expansion. And unironically, Silvally's probably the biggest power creep in this set, yeah? It really ratcheted up. Really ratcheted up what, Electrical Cord opponent plays Guzma. Yeah, basically that too. There's so much Guz. And I say this as I'm sitting here playing Silvally, obviously, but Silvally and Buzzwole seem to be the two things people play. I'm mostly playing this build of Silvally because I don't have to play a bunch of mirror matches with it while we still get to play the good card. Stoutland sees some amount of play at least. The dog is good. I really haven't found playing rare candy decks satisfying. They feel very frustrating to play with in my experience. Just don't love them. Why is type Null a valid Pokemon name? Because all Pokemon are made up But Pokemon from the Ultra Beast sets are more made up than typical. At least Silvalley's colorless design lets it pair with a lot of different Pokemon. See, I think it's the opposite of that, right? I wouldn't say at least. I would actually point out that Silvally and Type's Null efficiency while being colorless actually causes them to power creep more things. Because, like, if Silvally and Type Null were a specific color, you would go, okay, I have to consider, is this card I'm playing more efficient than Silvally when I'm playing this color? But because Silvally can go in literally everything, when you're building literally any deck, you have to ask yourself the question, are these cards I'm currently playing better than just playing the Silvally package? And the Silvally package even goes one step further than just being incredibly good on-rate Pokemon, because you get to play Gladion on top of it all. You're not just efficient on-rate Pokemon, you're efficient on-rate Pokemon that also, you're efficient on-rate Pokemon that also have more consistency than literally every other Pokemon in the game. Like, I get to be a stage 1 that also shows up more frequently than the others. Type Null was made in a lab. Oh, it's like a Mewtwo situation. Should have played my cape. Opponent misclicked and conceded. God bless. Well, so Buzzwole isn't a pre-built deck around it because it's a grass card. Buzzwole is a pre-built deck around it without a lot of deck building decisions because Buzzwole has to be played with Celesteela to mitigate its downside, and Celesteela dictates that you play it with a bunch of Ultra Beasts. So you're right, Buzzwole isn't flexible, but Buzzwole's lack of flexibility isn't from it not being colorless. Its lack of flexibility is because of Lusamine. I mean, I think if Celesteela didn't have the Ultra Beast requirement, you'd see some more flex. So far this morning, we have been very good at going second, which is good for our Silvally deck. Guaranteed to be a Zera. Won the 50-50. On getting the full art one. If they don't have another basic here, the Sabrina runs down the Cosmog. I've hit Masters 4 times today. There's some skill. What's the best card game you've ever played, Jeff? I think most card games have their ups and downs and pluses and minuses to them. I would say Snap is probably the one I've gotten the most enjoyment out of in the last number of years overall on average, in large part because it's very innovative in this space. I'm a big fan of the idea of live balance in these types of games, and Marvel Snap does live balance better than any other card game I've ever played. Man, I think we're cooked with all these basics that they ever can do. So, yeah, Pokemon obviously probably never does live balance, but they're releasing... Pokemon Pocket is releasing cards frequently enough that it has a similar amount of churn to Marvel Snap, which is nice. What is live balance? Live balance means 2 to 3 times a month they adjust the numbers or text boxes on cards in their game to take things that are too weak and make them better, and take things that are too strong and make them worse. And one of the things Snap has really hit a good middle ground on is that they do a stellar job of taking things that are like the best thing in their game and making them worse while still leaving them playable. A lot of people's first digital card game that did balance was Hearthstone, which does live balance very poorly. It's very, very common when Hearthstone would nerf a card for that card to become unplayable. And Marvel Snap is very different from that. In Marvel Snap, when a card gets nerfed, it's generally still very reasonable. We really want to find a cape so this can survive a 120 hit. One of those in our deck. Yes, I think Adam highlights one of the things that is least enjoyable about Snap, in my opinion, which is Marvel Snap is very bad about giving you chores to do. In order to collect all your free stuff in Marvel Snap, there's a good bit of you need to play these types of decks or do these types of things, etc. I'm leaving this game because my opponent has Duskmane Necrozma set up that's going to kill us. So, for people wondering why I left there despite being red carded into a game, the Duskmane Necrozma is a great anti-Oricorio card in the opponent's archetype. From Magic the Gathering, I really enjoyed Return to Ravnica Innistrad Standard. I think would be a high point in the 2 decades I played Magic the Gathering, 2+ decades. And then from Snap, I agree. I really liked Nico and Werewolves by Night. That October 23, I think it was, is probably one of the best snapshots we've had. Yeah, the only way to have a remotely healthy relationship with any of the mobile games that have daily chores is if you're able to talk yourself into, I'm going to just play this game and ignore the fact that chores exist. If you're someone who can't pointedly ignore the existence of the chores, you're gonna have a real bad time. I'm gonna go ahead and murder the Shinnoctic here, I think, is my plan. Just clean that up. So I started doing a stat. Yeah, when I play stat on the weekends, it's because I'm looking to enjoy part of the game, and I play the decks I want to play, and if the missions get done, they get done, and if they don't, they don't. Mom told me I can't ignore my chores. I mean, she also told you that she doesn't have a favorite child, but... Yeah, I agree, Happy Cappy. Pokemon Pockets auto battle for their solo missions. I don't know that I'd still be playing this game if I couldn't do that. Those are very mandatory. My mom doesn't have a favorite. She hates us all equally. I believe that one. Oh, they have the Sabrina. This means I need to top deck my Sabrina, otherwise the game's a draw. I either top deck Sabrina or Oricorio stares at Cosmium for eternity. Alright, thank goodness we can win the game. It's just like this, right? Like, I won the game, but like, is this really particularly compelling gameplay? I guess. I don't know, could be worse. Am I playing this on my computer? I didn't realize there was a way to play Pocket not on a computer. Winning is winning. Our number is going up. That is true. Going first without a Zera in sight. Unluck. Gosh, if we'd have top decked Zera 2, we had the Dawn and the Gladian. Would've been so good. I'd play on my phone. Actually, your phone is a computer. It computes. I always hated Apple's trash marketing framing. Mac versus PC. Like your computer with the Apple on the side of it was some type of server or non-personal computer. Do you have a piece of candy? Do you have a piece of candy? Always. Always. What are the odds they're all in on Gallade and can never beat Oricorio? Non-zero? Non-zero they can never beat Oricorio, right? The most popular Gallade build is playing Stoutland. So we'll see, I suppose. Yeah, shoot. Looking for a cape. Looking for the cape. Unlock. Unlock. Maybe they won't have Candy Big Dog yet. Maybe they won't have Candy Big Dog. No capes! And please, my Oricorio, it's dying. It needs a cape. Please, I beg of you. If they don't retreat here, top deck Silvally would crush them. No cape! That's so exciting. Or no candy, that's so exciting. I would like to kick the puppy. They did already spend one candy to get to Gallade. That's sad too, because my Silvallies and my Cyrus are in my bottom cards here. No, I can't attack because of Stoutland's ability. Have you noticed the rank ladder seems less grindy? No, it just means your anecdotes. You went on a good win streak. Objectively, nothing's changed about the ladder. I will say the ladder feels less grindy when you're not trying to do anything remotely interesting and you're just playing the decks that are good, because you'll win more when you only play the decks that are good. I have some adverts, and then we're going to continue playing the deck that's good when we get back. I think we're going to be no-lifing this one for our pocket sessions until we get to the top, unless something exciting pops up. We are a full-time Silvally Zero Aura stream now. This is where we live. Ladder is a lot more varied than previous ones. See, my anecdotal experience is actually the opposite of that. I think this season has been the least varied my ladder experience has ever been. I play against almost exclusively Silvally plus Buzzwole with the occasional stage 2 Charizard sprinkled in, or Stoutland. And even sometimes then the Stoutland or Charizard decks are also Silvally decks. It's been varied for me in top 10,000 Masters. Well, I mean, similar to a lot of other games, unless people are on the precipice of falling back out of Masters. There often tends to be more variety once people safely hit their goal because, you know, there's nothing else to play for, right? Yeah, I think 2 Geo is really important and good in this deck, Pierce. The two Geos let your Zera auras crack for 60, which is a good breakpoint into a lot of basics people are playing right now, and they allow your Silvally to clear opposing Silvallies in one shot. So I would absolutely not leave home without 2 Geo in this archetype. I've been seeing a lot of Dark Tina on the ladder again. By the numbers, Dark Tina was the best performing deck in the tournaments this past weekend. Little Guzz. Little Guzzle variety. Celesteela is weak to lightning at least here, so Zera will clear it in 2, which is nice. Cracks for 70 and then 70 again. Yeah, Data Mines put the next set releasing at, on June 26th. So we'll get a pre-release / teaser video a week from today. Or sorry, a week from tomorrow on the 19th. Oh, really? When's the next Pokemon Presents? Yeah, if the trend holds, it should be a... Is it a 2-packer? Was the last one a 2-packer? Oh, you know what? If there's a Pokemon Presents on... If there's a Pokemon Presents on the 26th, I wonder if they'll do what they did that one other time they dropped a set and give us no notice. They just be like, hey, surprise gamers, there's a card set the next day with no teaser lead. They did that once before. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Pokemon Presents is actually in July. Alright. average engaging with Twitch chat experience. Assume there's a Lucamine in my future. There's not. That's lovely. We're so brave. Any takes on the deck you're currently playing? I'm glad Guzzlord isn't a meta staple because Grindcore is a deeply frustrating and obnoxious attack. And now they're dead. Yes, this month should be a mini set because the last set was 2 packs. They've been going 2-1-1 is what they've been doing. So we had two before this with Solgaleo and Lunala. Then we had 1 this time through. If we draw a copy of Dawn, we can hit with Sylvally for 100 next turn because of the 2 zeros. How's this deck working for you? It's been our best climber this season. Just claw. I've been playing Arceus, Crobat, Shinnok. That's what? 11 Pokemon? 2 rare candy, 2 Pokeballs. You get 3, have room to play 3 supporters. You played with Tapu Koko EX much? There was a 17 trader Tapu Koko deck that had an individual result this past weekend, but by and large, the 130 HP breakpoint is just not great. Ten Pokemon. I think playing Shinnok in your deck... I think playing Shinnok in your deck and then not playing Golbat for your stage 2 is one of the most bafflingly stupid decisions people keep making in this expansion with their deck list. Like, I'm gonna play this card to make my stage 2 more consistent, but then also leave myself at the mercy of never drawing a stage 1 or never drawing a candy. It's so greedy. I need to find a cape here. Cape would let my other Sylvally survive a hit. That also assumes they have an Erica. Second Erica. They don't have second Erica. The second Sylvally plus supporter gets him. Do you still play Marvel Snap? Huh? What's that? Oh, got your nose! I got your nose! I'm not giving it back either! Ask really nicely and maybe I'll give you your nose back. Nope, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. It's my nose. It's such a good... Alright, fine, you can have your nose back. River Ghost, thank you for the quarter of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Not as much as I appreciate this Mars giving me back exactly what I needed to give me to trash this opponent. Nice card, gamer. You can keep my nose. It doesn't work anyways. That's fair, honestly. Alright, I'm a Crobat enjoyer. We haven't played any Shinnok Crobat, so hearing about that makes me want to load it up. I see you still haven't changed your opinion on Mars. My opinion on Mars was reached by doing statistical analysis of how bad the card is. And none of the people who will tell you Mars is good will say anything other than feelings or vibes about it. They'll just say, you should trust us, and all the other kids are jumping off the bridge, so you should jump off the bridge too. And they won't run any of the numbers because they can't and they haven't. I had to jump off the bridge to get my nose back. I understood that reference. Mars is mathematically less bad than Red Card. But less bad than a card that is really bad is still pretty bad. I just got back from telling my mom the streamer man took my nose and won't give it back. She's very disappointed in you. I deserve that. Cyrus, Leaf, 2 candy, 2 Pokeball, 2 research. Aliba. I was just gonna ask if I could play Aliba as the last card. Seems good. Give me a way to pull Arceus back to the hand. No capes is a little sad. It would be nice to be able to get Crobat up to 130, but this is probably fine. Should I flare my Zubats real quick? I should flare my Zubats real quick. Ilima is kind of like Second Leaf. It's like a different flavor of Second Leaf. I am not taking the time to formally put together clean numbers on Mars because spending work to both make no money and have a bunch of people ignore it and tell me I'm wrong is just like... If I know the outcome of me doing a bunch of work is going to be me having a shit experience engaging with people online who are obnoxious about it, the result better also be that I make money. I don't set myself up to have a bunch of people yell at me and say stupid things in my direction for free. That sounds like an absolutely terrible use of my time, which I already have too few of. Let's flare these ones. I do not, Sedge. Red card. The red card video changed no hearts and minds. I'm not doing similar work for Mars. Literally sat down and have run the stats on streams at multiple times in the past, and you still just have people bicker and argue about it. I'm not. Life's short. Choose happiness, Chip. Garchomp. It's been a hot minute. Right, there's a candy, and we have Shinnok to draw towards Crobat next turn too. Let's top deck Arceus and then Shinnok into Crobat, huh? Need my hand to get a little batty here. GG. I don't have Arceus, so it's not GG gamers. Oh. And they're playing 2-color chop and have their 2 colors, so it's GG, it's just not GG in the direction we want it to be. Unironically, Baby Garchomp with the 2 colors of energy, I think, is arguably the best card in Pokemon Pocket. Its Pokemon ability is incredibly powerful, and its rate is very strong. We're cooked. Definitely gotta give it another try and put in Straw there, an incredible high roll. Jay-Z Eats, thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Is this the same person? Can anybody go back? I'm so bad at recognizing non-English characters. Anybody know? Is this a repair? Or just 2 Garchomps in a row against different people? It's not the same opponent. Okay. Weird, real weird coincidence. Hey, thanks, Christian. Yeah, the Discord server is super active. Pretty active groups for Pocket Snap and everything else in between. Wow, it's Baby Garchomp again, too. That's surprising. Wait, did they not shear? So they're happy with the contents of their hands. Golbat? Golbat? Unlucky. Alright, there's their water energy. They're going to be set up for the Chomp. Pick a peck. Okay. I can't believe people play these decks without a stage 1 for their... Like, could you I can't imagine building your deck that this is an outcome that you get intentionally because of your deck building. Like, that's just so trash. Johnny Spud, thank you for the 5 months. Appreciate the prime. Welcome back. Jeff Wealth transfer indeed. Gamers, if you're one of the many people in the world who gives Amazon some money every month for a prime, and you enjoy my content, take it a couple of minutes to link up your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account so you can drop off a Prime sub here. Is a big part of why I'm able to do what I do as a job. Appreciate the folks that do that every month. Can I get a candy? If we top deck a candy, we kill the chomp this turn. Draw the Pokemon first, so the research is more likely to find a candy. Quicksilver, thank you for the brand new prime. Appreciate that. Candy! This is why I've kind of resigned myself to playing. This is why I've kind of resigned myself to playing the Zero or Sil Valley decks. I'm genuinely just not lucky enough to play rare candy decks. Cynthia. Yep. Hey, Queen Chi. Thank you for the 3 months in advance. I plan to be here. Thanks for keeping me around. Did the trading changes they announced 80 years in advance mention opening up trading of 2 stars? It did not. They said maybe that would happen at some point in the future, but they gave no firm dates. The only things they confirmed are coming is swapping trade points for Stardust. I've got some news for Florida and other states. President Trump says he plans to start phasing out FEMA after the current hurricane season. FEMA, the disaster relief branch of probably branch is the wrong term, but you know, FEMA, F-E-M-A, yep. There are no climate change disasters in Ba Sing Se. Phasing out with no replacement. He says he will distribute funds directly from the president's office instead. I'm not lucky enough to play Rare Candy next yet. I am not lucky enough to play Rare Candy decks. He knows FEMA does more than just funding, right? There's a very good chance he does not. I just killed our Blaze Syria. Play the Leaf, we swap this out. I'm gonna leave this other spot on my bench open for a Zubat, because I don't need another basic here to clear this. Wait, if this does 70 to itself, the Crobat clears it, yeah? Sure does. And now they have to put Charizard up, but I get to crack it for 130. Well, I mean, that's one way they could get out of this. Nope. Sweet. That worked out even with our terrible luck. Alright, we take a pause for the cause to let some adverts roll. We're definitely gonna play. I'm glad someone suggested this one. Crobat's been one of my favorite cards for a little while, even if Rare Candy hasn't been super kind to me. So having an excuse to play it with something else is nice. See you in a minute, Twitchers. Man, I gotta close the politics channel because the hits keep coming this morning. Just an endless deluge. The FIFA Club World Cup kicks off on Saturday, and the Department of Homeland Security has announced that ICE personnel would be at the game providing security. Oh man. I gotta admit, the descent into fascism has been quicker than we knew it was coming, but like, man, it's been quicker. I'll link that one for the folks at home that want it. I'm gonna run and fill my water bottle because that's out because I've been pedaling BRB. What is ICE? ICE stands for Immigrations Customs Enforcement in the United States. They are the group of government agents who are going in plain clothes and unmarked vehicles and effectively kidnapping people from their places of work to disappear them to undisclosed locations where they are denied their rights to habeas corpus and representation. It's what the protests in LA are about. Yes, and they are frequently wearing masks they don't want to be identified. I wish that any of that was embellishing. Masks, no IDs, no warrants, plain clothes, unmarked vehicles. Oh, more lol with these stage shoes is interesting. Although that's hard to fit all of these. This is what, like 14 slots in a deck? It's a lot of slots. Yeah, you just charge Arceus up. I guess one of the nice things from this type of board position is that Shinnoctic is a live draw in addition to my baby Golbat being a live draw. Honestly, Shinnoctic's probably better than drawing Zubat organically because it finds me Zubat and Crobat most likely. I always see Peepa get permabanned for the smallest things in this channel. That's because if I permaban someone and their reaction to getting permanently banned is to be obnoxious, they were a good person to remove from my chat. And if I permaban someone and their reaction is asked nicely to be unbanned, they're a reasonable human being who's fine to be here in the future. In fact, even calling it a permanent ban isn't really accurate. Longer than a timeout. It's more like a until the end of stream timeout to see how you react to this nominal thing. Technically, when you're going first, it's optimal to not have any basics on your bench to start, so you can draw a card and then play them out after before your opponent has a chance to do anything. Conceals a little bit of information about your opening hand, which is nice. Tapu Koko's actually super scary for us, huh? Probably cooked. I think it's this, retreat to this, and then Elima gives us some time to stall here. That's unfortunate. Alright, need to top deck one of my 2 rare candies, and then Shinoctic into the Crobat. You tried being luckier. It's a compelling suggestion, honestly. We lost our Alima, which is sad, but we have this. We just need to dodge second Cyrus. Game plan here is power up Arceus and hope to not get Cyrus out of the game. I got 7 more points to me to lose with this one, as we get absolutely railed by variants. Hey, Rolk, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Okay, we have Candy and we have Shinoctic with the Morlul here. So Shinoctic could draw us a specific Pokemon, or random Pokemon out of our deck, which there are we currently have a second Shinoctic, a Golbat, an Arceus, and 2 Crobats. So this Shinoctic will be 40% to draw us Crobat. And then obviously we could draw it organically, or we could hit a Professor's Research to draw into it as well. And if we hit the Crobat, we actually get to kill their Morlul here. Don't even need it. Now the real question will be, can we... Do they have the Candy? Because if they have Candy as well, their Tron's gonna beat our Tron, unfortunately. But if they don't have it, the game ends very quickly. Okay. Look at our opponent being slightly unlucky. You'll love to see it. A little bit punished for playing the other Morlul out here, I suppose. I would have liked to have had room for Zubat. Not that we drew it. And I think we go ahead and throw a Shinoctic under the bus here, yeah? Because this is taking 50 less from attacks anyways. And Crobat's ability will cut through here regardless. This only prevents 50 damage from attacks. This is not an attack. Whoa, they don't have it. That's exciting. This person is so unlucky. I think we're out after that, yeah? I could have killed this with this, but I think I don't want to. I'm gonna have to kill the back Solgaleo anyways. Oh wait, this is a retreat cost 2 actually. That was retreat cost 1. And I guess we'll put an energy on there. I was like, why are these lighting up? I can't attack or retreat. I can illuminate technically. I assume they have the candy. This technically means I can't retreat on board next turn. I think I clear this just for the sake of not needing to deal with them shuffling Solgaleos. Obviously it's hurt, but it'll still get bigger otherwise. So I can only deal 160 here, yeah? Not quite enough for lethal, so I think I put the Shinoctic up. We'll go Zubat, Energy, 30 you, Gentle Slap you. And then even if they have a Lily next turn, we have them dead with the other basic, and we can candy into Crobat, so we're even beating like Lily plus Cape. Few ways to eat this Rhesus. When a plan comes together, two awkward draws into each other again. I will say, for both better and worse, my my preset card evaluations feel like they were super on point for this expansion. I think I successfully highlighted all of the cards that ended up being playable as likely playable. I think I missed high on a couple of things, like Decidueye ended up being worse than I expected. Silvalley's aggressive. How strong it is. Pushed a lot of things out like that. If we find a big bat, we get to hit this Guzzlord for quite a bit. It's not quite as big as I was looking for. I think I still swap here. Elima looking better than Leaf here for sure. Poison Barb's a scary one. They might have had it last turn and just thought we couldn't hit them. Them missing this coin flip is big, because it means I can power Arceus up. I'd be in an okay spot if we had other Pokemon, but the fact that my Arceus just isn't going to be able to hit for anything meaningful is really unfortunate. I suppose I only need one basic to clear this next turn, assuming they don't have healing. Maybe they won't have healing, since I can't draw any of our stuff. We're not only missing Crobat, but we're also missing, like, our baby for Shinnok, more lol. Or are they just swapping out here and then I die to the poison? Oh, they are Great Coring. Interesting. Oh, they probably just have Lucamine, right? So it just doesn't matter to them if I knock this out. Arceus doesn't get poisoned at least, but I don't know if that's enough to win here, even if we top deck the basic. Arceus not drawing base is trend. I mean, that was, we didn't draw base 6 and we didn't draw Crobat, yeah. Whole big old range of stuff we could have had that would have been reasonable. I wish Mimikyu was a little bit better. This was such a fun thing to do in the previous expansion. Baby Bat? Baby Bat! I think we've lost every Pokeball 50-50 we've had during this set. There's been a lot of them. You tried being luckier. It's a good suggestion, honestly. At this point, I'd burn the deck out of spite. I've got 7 more points, then we're gonna pivot off, I think. Our opponents have run a little bit below average too, has been our saving grace. Like, our draws haven't been good, but like theirs have also been pretty mediocre. So there's a baby bat, 1 turn late. I'm gonna leave this other bench slot open, because I think with if we draw Shinnoctic, we could definitely get 2 stage 2s going. Nifty Weasel, thank you for the 14 months and the 6 months in advance. I plan to be here. Thanks for keeping me around. Sure? Question mark? This bat gets to cook Cartana. Piece of candy. They have Lucamine. Buzzwole could clear Crobat, but then Arceus hits Buzzwole. Cape doesn't change any of our breakpoints here. Maybe in combination with Erica it does long term. Erica's only 210, which is less than hitting for 130 twice. Most of these decks don't have room to play copies of red. Obviously not impossible though. Zubat is lovely. It's crazy. The opponent's played 2 researches and we played done. They're 6 cards deeper into their deck. If they swap to the Celesteela with the Rocky helmet on it, I can't attack. Why would they switch to that one? Are you gonna switch again? I mean, they have another set of thrusters. Okay. And the plan here is top deck Cyrus at some point. With the other Crobat building up, we could one-shot a Buzzwole. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Alright, Arceus, you live to fight another day. You've earned some points. You have more to spew. Yeah, part of me wonders, is Pocket a better game with just like 18 card decks and no Professor's Researches? It's very clearly designed for everybody to play 2 of that card, but wonder if we'd just be better off if they just like weren't filled in everywhere. I think that's a good way to put it. They feel like the lands of Pokemon Pocket to me. Yeah, they definitely make the game higher variance, and that sometimes your opponent swings and you don't. It's a good take. With the Elima in my hand, I'm going to let this take a hit to try and draw Crobat here. Not super likely, but it's worth playing to the out, I think. Did they just red card my 2-card hand? I mean, I guess it took my Elima away. That's fair. Alright, well, Shinnoctic means I could find second Arceus and Crobat here still. Not likely, but it's possible. So you're saying there's a chance. We're still not out of the woodwork yet, gamers. We're still at Incineroar, charging up in the back. So the name of that page you showed once where you ran numbers. That was a hyper geometric distribution calculator. The online one I like to use is on a website called StatTrek. Baby Bat? Oh man, that would have been Baby Bat. We could have been in an okay spot, I think. Yeah, I think it's Gentle Slap for sure. I don't know that we're beating Incineroar though. They had them getting to take 2 off our Arceus to start puts us in a real bad spot. Shout out to my opponent being an absolute jack-off, taking multiple actions when they had the lethal card in hand the whole time. Average Pokemon Pocket gameplay experience. That's not even average Pokemon Pocket. It's absolutely every card game under the sun. Just maximum amount of BM. If there were emotes in this game, the opponent would be rolling their face across them at the moment. What's going on, Payne? Good morning. There's no Meow thumbs up here, thank goodness. I think I want to maximize my chance to find basics here. I want both a Zubat and an Arceus, ideally. Found a candy. Found a Morlul. My goodness. Me oh my. Me oh my. Okay, only 7 cards in my deck. Gonna get some lovely, lovely draws here towards Crobat and Arceus. There are literally... No, there's one Arceus in my deck. It's only 66% to find Crobat. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Really? They're putting another Pheromosa in? Do they have a Leaf Cape or something here? They do. Okay. I'm curious to see where they put the damage here. I wouldn't be surprised if they tagged the Arceus. Yeah, they're setting up a Cyrus. if there's a world where I was supposed to Ilima and reset this turn before I put the energy on it. Although they can't Cyrus and Lusamine at once, so maybe it's fine. Why not draw? There's no Pokemon left in my deck. Do you want to put the Shinnok up? I think I want to put the Shinnok up. Oh wait, there was a Crobat left in my deck. I'm dumb. Oh yeah, I could Crobat and then the Crobat retreat is free. Good shout. I'm gonna pick this up to be not die to Cyrus. And then we'll do this. And then technically we have them dead to Candy Crobat. If they leave the Buzzwole in and don't heal it. Hit me. Hit me! Rip. Rip. If I'd have used the Ilima one turn sooner, I would have gotten this here, yeah. Now we're dead to Cyrus and Sabrina. Not dead to Cyrus. Or not dead to Sabrina, dead to Cyrus though. Gosh, so close. Small mistake on my part. I realized as soon as I attached that first energy to it, too, I was like, oh, I should have reset this to get out ahead of this. Alright, dodge a Cyrus and a red, we can dodge them all. Likely playing 2 Cyrus, though, and has us cooked. The long pause here assuredly means they don't have it, right? They're not just slow rolling me, right? I assume them playing the red card there is them letting me know that they're playing red card instead of playing useful cards like Cyrus. Come on, champ. You can do it. You can do it, champ. Let's go. Let's go, champ. See, I'm playing the good card instead of playing red card. Good use of everybody's time slow rolling me there, bud. They did immediately close the app as well, yeah. Is Arceus the hero? Absolutely, Arceus is the hero right now. 1000%. Ooh, an opponent playing Buzzwole. Interesting. Daring today, I see. And if we top deck a Crobat, we could KO this Kartana. Unlucky. Slow rolling is a legitimate strategy. So is banning people with the absolute worst takes I've ever read from my Twitch chat. Small mistake here. We were fragging a dork, so I missed putting the energy on the Golbat, but I'm gonna go ahead and swap these around here, I think. Keeping this alive, big Shinnok alive draw. Rats. Big bat! Big bat! Unlucky. Oh, that was the worst possible basic hit there, too. 1 in 3 to find that. That's funny, they're loading up the Celesteela just so they can have 2 energies in the bin for Lucamine later. That was the best draw in our deck. I guess technically research into that plus something else was the best draw. But they're pretty brick tier, so. Missing my 40 on this earlier, coming back to bite us very firmly here. We can still lose this if they top deck Buzzwole and have Lucamine like they were setting up for. They could start big beating us right away. Interesting. Like 50% to find Buzzwole. If they brick, I win the game on the spot. That missed 40, just biting me solidly here. If I would have hit this with the gold bet earlier, they'd have lost here. They might have it, but are hiding it. Maybe. I think that's pretty unlikely. It's just impossible to know if they play it out, which way it was. Ultra Necrozma that good. It's like the best promo we've ever had. Set a low bar. I mean, we knew they had the Lucamine. They took a sequence earlier. They had the Lucamine. Alright. Wanted to play till we had one more loss. That's one more loss. Head up a little bit. I'll probably play some more of this Arceus deck tomorrow. I feel like we had we were point positive while also running like colder than the sun. I'm gonna take a slightly longer than normal ad break before we jump on into Marvel Snap because I want to run upstairs and microwave some leftover pasta for lunch. We'll be snapping this afternoon. If you're looking for more Pocket content from me, a highlight just went live on the Hoaglandia Pocket YouTube channel. Appreciate the thumbs up and the watch time on that one. We'll be back with more Pocket Live tomorrow morning, gamers. We're gonna start with a couple hours of it every day this week is the plan. BRB.